So let's just get what we're gonna do. So to be to move this do move it what you build so it doesn't, for example, if I want
well because is go to the first and there's you edit 2.21, so you get you find take it block and then you place it down and then you click on edit special and then you just gonna this menu, which is a little bit broken, but don't worry, it's gonna be fixed in 2.21. So the very first thing you want to do is click on browse and then you click on new and then you name this is basically your template. Let's call it a tutorial pixel. So this is a pixel art that I want to make, and once you do that you just click here and then click on use. Okay, now you have created yourself a cool template that you can use in all of your levels, so you can have a bunch of like different designs. For example, let's use this one, and when it's highlighted yellow then it's used, so you use it, and then the first thing you want to do is click on this one, the paste template. The interface may be changed in a few weeks, so don't worry if it looks a little bit different for you, but it should be okay. So when you click it, you have to delete the object that you just placed, so now you have this guy, and what I would recommend is going to the next layer. Go to the first layer, for example, and now you can start decorating. Now if you decorate this with your design, it's basically over. You can basically do whatever you want. However, there are a lot of things that you should keep in mind for, and I'm gonna warn you guys for things that you should not do, because otherwise this is gonna break, and I've seen that a lot of you guys want to know how this works perfectly, so I'm just gonna make my own design here and show you guys what I do. So let's firstly have an outline. So we want to make sure that we are on layer 1, as you guys can see here, and rotate it fast. These, and so we want to remove this, get rid of all these guys, and then just simply add this one like that. Boom. And then you have these corners that you can fill with this object. You place it in here, you place it in there, you rotated it, and then boom, you rotate again and again, and boom, you have this. This is now perfect. And let's move on to the next one. Boom. To save, you can just copy and paste it, but make sure that nothing is duplicated. So I have this one, you guys can see, and then this one I can copy one more time and put it in there. This one more time, put it in there. However, I did a small mistake here, and if you want to see if you did a mistake too, you can go ahead and select it, select any object, click here, and then lower this guy, and you will see that this object right here is a little bit too bright. That means there are two of them. Look at this. If I return the opacity, and lower this and instead fill with this object. object. You click again corner. You did a mistake. Click here and okay, just it's gonna go and corners are missing. So I'm just going to perfectly land layer and duplicated objects so that you like every. I think I'm has a lot of default actions and how client now the thing you want to use. It kind of bring like people on should also one as so let's improve that my game move them in a little bit. Ooh, this one doesn't really work. The one on the bottom, okay, we need to fix it. So there should be a brighter one. Use the corner to use yet just every so that this is because perfect everyone the thing is that as the now look at it where no problem this time is it because to make them apart like this let me just make ix always and you can add little it and the block has interactions with the bottom where it's like facing down. Guys, it's gonna break. We have 9. Actually, let's just make it like everything. You can still add more details into it. But if you want to make it, then make sure that it's fitting on every single one of them. Make sure that it makes sense, you know, do the thing with the arrows and stuff like that. And now what you want to do is go on every every single layer together, and then select all of the palette, click on edit special, and click on template. When you click on template, you can then go to the one object, that one auto build, this one. And in case you did everything, and I've seen that a lot of you guys want to know how you guys do, you can do that. Nice. Okay, now you can see that a bunch of corners are missing, so I'm just gonna fill them in. We have this one, and we have a bunch of ones in here, like that, in here, and also we have one in there. Okay, cool. Now, oh, there is one more. Okay, don't with the arrows and stuff, like fitting on every single one of them. Make sure that it makes sense, you know, do the thing with single, like, click on, like fitting on every single one of them. Make sure that it makes, but if you want to make it, then make sure that it's fitting on every single one of them. Make sure that you is go on every single layer together, and then select tune to the bottom layer. Looks about good. Look at this. We have made this. We're just gonna make it on top, so the layering has to be probably 9. Actually, let's just make it T2. T2 now. Cool. So now you have done your palette, you have decorated everything. You can still add more details into it, but if you want to make it, then make sure that it's fitting on. Every single one of them. Make sure that it makes sense, you know, do the thing with and the one object. So now, okay, you clicks, so don't worry if it looks a little bit different for you, but it should be okay. Okay, so when you click it, you have now what you want to do is go on every single layer together, and then select all of the palettes, click on edit special, and click. click on template. When you click on template, you can then go to think correct to edit. You can go to edit special, browse, and then go to use, and then go to edit, and then browse. And here you should see these complex looking blocks that you have just set up. And if you know what these are, then you probably have a very good chance of making a perfect palette like this one. So yeah, now we are done. Now we are pretty much done. Let's see if you want to have like a block like this one, and let's say we want to have something like this, and then you can just select it, boom, and then you want to do create, boom. You have your know what these are, then you have it selected like this one, then you want to do create, boom. You have your perfect set. This is awesome. You can go as crazy as you want. Absolutely what you. So we're gonna select this one. I'm just gonna create this one. Create. Okay. You want to do it special, go to browse and then go to edit. You're probably gonna have to delete it. Okay, so you example if you like mid guy and oh my god, this was instant. Look at this. Okay, this is actually insane. This just go on the this like have fill boom. You're gonna like this guy. So you have corners, you use nearby as reference and don't delete. Let's start off with don't delete. So if you have a little bit of this and you choose don't delete, then these guys will still exist. However, if you do delete, then you have them removed basically. So you would normally want to have it off and use nearby as reference. I'm not that quite sure about what this one does. I think it's rather unfinished because RockTop still has to do some stuff with this, and also you can't really do a template for the slopes for now. And then we have the ignore corners. This is something that also does nothing right now because if you go on here, you can see that the tool is still in beta and it's still very unstable. But we have the allow X and Y, and this is basically what I have talked about already. This is basically if you have this one, this set is basically the same on the, if you flip it like that, it looks the same. You guys get it? So if you do this, you can just do allow flip X. So now everything for this set is gonna look the same. But the benefit of this is that you wouldn't have to decorate this part. You can just leave it like that. Basically, only decorate this one, and in here only decorate perhaps this one. So basically, it knows that it should basically just flip it. You know. If you enable this and use it, edit this one, that and stuff like create these guys. So let's say we have, okay, so the first thing I want to do is just put them in there, and for the last one, of course, it's gonna be the same but flipped like this. And the first thing I want to add is a little bit of glow. Let's add this there. I color them names. I like to have this a little bit smaller like this, and maybe a little bit this guy. I also like to add a light to move it all upwards and select everything. Go here, browse, use the spikes, and then do template. Template is basically assigning the stuff that you have made to that template. And now my dudes, if you do this, let's say this is like a okay, so firstly let's just make blocks. Okay, I'm just going to use the blocks that we have made, create. Okay, I'm just going to copy and paste this, and now let's say you want to add spikes in between. So you select the ones that you just placed, you go to edit special, you go to browse, and then you go to the spikes, and then you do create. And would you look at that, it's all the same thing. Okay, that's because we need to set it up in here. If you go on to the spikes, you go to edit, and then you go to browse, and then you will see a little 10 in here, or depending on how many you did. So the first thing you want to do is select all of them, every single one of them, and then click on add. Now you see that every single one of them has a 10% chance of appearing. So I usually would like to have the default one a little bit more chance so that these guys are rare. And I feel like this one should also be rare, this one. And other than that, it's perfect. So you can see how much percentage every single one of them has. And now, after you have done this, you can do what I just did here. You just place this guy and then browse edit special, then create. Boom, look at that. We have a randomized set. So no matter how many times you do it, look at this. I can literally just do, you can literally do them all at once. Boom. It's every single time. It's not